What's up you guys, it's Abby and welcome back to my channel. Today I just thought I would sit down and talk to you guys about myself, I guess. I don't really ever plan on doing this much more again unless it's like a Q&A, but I figured I have quite a bit of videos on my channel now and you guys probably are just wanting maybe to know a little bit more about me. So I'm just going to sit here and tell you guys some random facts about myself and stuff. I don't know how many I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of sit here and just ramble on about some random things about myself so you guys can get to know me better and just get to know me a little bit more on a personal level. But before we get started, I just wanted to say if you are new here, I would love it if you click the subscribe button down below and just check out my videos. I just post every Monday and Friday unless I have technical difficulties, which actually sadly happens a lot, but I do always get 2 up a week. Depending on technical difficulties, it may or may not be Monday and Friday. But definitely leave me some video suggestions down below if you guys have any, because I am not out of ideas, but I really want to hear what you guys want to see, because I have plenty of ideas, but I also would love to do what you guys would like to see. So definitely don't forget to do that, and without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. My first little random fact is basically just going to be that I have played a wide variety of sports. I did ballet when I was 4. I cheered for a very just relaxed amateur thing for a year, and then I did gymnastics for 6 or 7 years, and I did compete in gymnastics and stuff, and it was by far my favorite sport that I've ever played, and I wish I would have stuck with it. And then I have played soccer, I ran track, and I've also played volleyball, and volleyball is what I played most recently because I played that in high school. Going along with the whole sports thing, I also know how to surf and paddleboard. My dad has always been a surfer, and he just loves it. It's what he loves to do. And living by the beach, it's convenient even though we don't have the best waves, but it is great for paddleboarding most of the time. But I do know how to surf and paddleboard, and I'm really thankful that my dad is into all that, because I loved growing up and getting to do all that with him. It's kind of just a family thing. And I have competed in paddleboard races before. My favorite one that I've ever done was in Lake Tahoe in California, because the water was absolutely beautiful and paddling on that lake was just so surreal and amazing. I am literally probably the pickiest eater you will ever meet, if you ever do meet me, but I do not like so many things. You guys are gonna sit here and listen to this and probably say I'm un-American. Everyone always tells me that, but I have never had a full hamburger in my entire life. And I have tried hamburgers. I've tried one in a school cafeteria, which obviously wasn't good when I was in kindergarten, and I hated it. And then I've also tried In-N-Out burgers twice, and for some reason I just don't like hamburgers. I don't know what it is. And I'm also not really a fan of pizza. I can make my own pizza at my house, but as far as Domino's and all that goes, I just really don't like it. It just doesn't make me feel good, and I'm not a fan. And I've never liked spaghetti sauce. I eat my noodles with just butter, and I've always been like that, and I'm probably always gonna be like that. And I also mainly just eat fish, and then any seafood for protein, as well as peanut butter for protein. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm really picky about chicken. It has to be cooked a certain way, or it has to be from certain places. And as far as lunch meat goes, turkey and ham and stuff, don't really like ham. And I will eat turkey, but I'm also really picky with that. I don't like prepackaged turkey just because of the texture and everything. So yeah, I'm really complicated to say the least. I have 2 dogs. You guys have seen them in my vlogs before. One of them is named Malaya, and she's the one we got most recently. I believe she's 6 years old because she was a rescue. We didn't personally rescue her, but the people who had her before us did. And she is believed to be a mix between a German Shepherd and a Shar Pei. And then I have another dog named Sandy, who we got for free when I was little because my mom's friend dogs had puppies, and she's a mix between a Dachshund and a Jack Russell, and she is 13 years old and still kicking it. One of my biggest pet peeves is basically being in a room full of people, and you go with someone to wherever that room is and they know everyone and you don't. I don't really think that's a pet peeve. That's more of just a discomfort or whatever. I don't know. I really hate being in a room with a bunch of people I don't know, especially when the person I'm with knows everyone. I don't know what it is, but I just literally feel so out of place, and I don't belong, and it's just not a good feeling. And going along with that, I also do not like when I know someone or people, or I've known them before, and then I see them out in public and they act like they've never known me. That's a big pet peeve, because it's really we have had a conversation before, don't act like we haven't. And that's just a random pet peeve I have of mine. I have been working since I had just turned 15 years old. I did my training for my first job like a month after I turned 15, and it was at a surf shop locally, and I worked there all the way up until the summer of after my senior year, so up until last year. And now I am serving at a hotel slash restaurant, and it's like a little bit of a drive away from my house. It's like 25-30 minutes, and I do enjoy it a lot, but it is very different, especially the hours. So yeah, I've basically been a working gal for a lot of my life. I would say the one thing that I'm like most confident in, like with myself, is just like my ability to just kind of like be friends with like different groups of people, because I know some people just look to be friends with people who only share similar interests with them, or people who just like fit in with them. But I have always been someone who kind of floats around between like friend groups, just because like different times of my life I've enjoyed different things. But as far as like having different groups of friends all at once, I have also found that I definitely do that a lot too. I really like variety in my friendships. I like if everyone was the same, like you would never be able to grow or like learn more. So I do really like having like a good variety of friends who enjoy different things, because we all connect in different ways, and I love that so much. The like number one thing that I'm like most confident in with myself, and this doesn't even make sense honestly, is just like my taste in music. It's not that I'm confident in it, I just like my taste in music, and I am very like, not proud of it, but I just like, I don't know, I just feel like I know a lot of music and I like a lot of music. I listen to literally everything, depending on what I'm doing, depends on what I will listen to. So like I'll listen to like country with the windows down if I'm like driving through Alabama on the back roads to get to school, or I'll listen to, you know, like rap if I'm getting ready or whatever, or hip hop. And then if I'm like hanging out with my friends, we'll listen to like rap and hip hop sometimes. And then I love listening to like jazz and classical music whenever I'm studying or just kind of chilling out. When I'm cleaning my room, I like listening to kind of just like upbeat alternative pop. And then I'll listen to like indie music if I'm just like having like a, you know, like very chill, smooth day. And then when I work out, I listen to like rap and hip hop. I mean, it really just depends. I listen to practically anything, and I love 80s and 90s music so much. And if you want to follow me on Spotify, I will link that down below. So yeah, y'all can listen to some of the music I listen to. I love to read so much, especially like fiction books that have just like a really good like plot and like storyline and everything. I feel like reading can just like take you to like another world while you're reading it. You literally forget about everything else that's going on in your life at the moment, and you can just submerge yourself into what you're reading about. And I feel like I learn a lot whenever I read, even if it is just like a cheesy like fiction love story or something. I don't know, you just like learn a lot, and you can like get a lot out of books. And I don't read as often as I would like to, but lately I have been reading a lot more nonfiction books. But if you guys have any book suggestions, if you like to read, I would love to hear fiction ones, because I want to read some more fiction books since I have been reading so much nonfiction lately. I am majoring in finance at Alabama, and a lot of you already know that, but I have no idea what I want to do with finance. I just find everything to do with finance like pretty interesting, and it challenges me, and that's just pretty much what I was looking for, is something that had a like sufficient income that I wouldn't be like struggling to live off of, and then would also challenge me instead of get boring every day to day, and something that did interest me. And finance was just kind of that, but I don't know what I want to do with it. And honestly, like I don't mind like working for other people, obviously, because I've been working for so long. But I just like feel like when I get older, I'm gonna have to be my own boss, just because I am very independent, but I'm also very dependent on others. I value other people's constructive criticism a lot, and I value what others have to say and think, maybe a little bit too much sometimes in friendships and relationships and acquaintances. I do value people's opinions a little bit too much, and I let them get to me, but I am working on that. But as far as like working in the future, I would love to just like work for myself, have my own business, brand, whatever. But I mean, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I would absolutely love it if it did, but that is kind of like a goal I have for myself in the back of my mind. But I'm kind of in the process of like establishing that, and establishing like how I want to go about that, and also figuring out what I want to do with finance as well. So I'm not really sure like how that's gonna work out, but that's just kind of like what's been on my mind as far as like my career and future occupation goes. I have literally always loved HGTV. I know that it's been like really like trendy lately because of like the show Fixer Upper and all that kind of stuff. But literally when I was like in 5th and 6th grade, I would stay up all night watching House Hunters and House Hunters International. I loved it so much, and like something my dad always like does for fun and in his spare time is just like look at houses like around the area where we live, and just like look at the inside of them, look at like the outside of them, and just like look at houses. And that like got passed down to me because of my free time. Like I have a little Trulia app on my phone, and I love looking at houses, like even if they're like in New York or something. Like I just love looking at houses. It's so fun. And I am specializing in real estate at Alabama with my finance major. So I mean, I know that doesn't like necessarily mean looking at houses, because there's a lot of just like investment and finance behind all that, but I do want to learn more about it, so that is why I'm specializing in it. I eat healthy like most of the time. Like I know a lot of like my friends like know me as like someone who eats really healthy. Like I do have a few like meals that I do love to indulge in, but I don't do it often. But as far as like meals, like dinner, lunch, and breakfast meals, I don't really like that much unhealthy stuff. But as far as sweets go, holy crap, they're like, it's bad. Like I like any kind of dessert or sweet pretty much, except for like pie. Like I'm not a huge pie fan, but yeah, that's my biggest problem is like desserts and sweets, because I can go to town on some ice cream or frozen yogurt or dark chocolate. Like I just love it so much, and I'm trying really hard to steer away from it. I really want to study abroad. I know some people have asked me about this, but I'm kind of thinking about how I would go about it like financially. I know my scholarship can cover some of the tuition costs for studying abroad depending on what program I do. But as far as like saving up money for it goes, and when I would want to do it, and how long I would want to do it, and where I would want to do it, I have not figured it out. So I've just kind of have that sitting in the back of my mind, and I think about it every now and then. So I would love to study abroad, but I do not know where. I definitely want to travel a lot when I get out of college. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, because obviously I'm gonna have to like go straight into a job. But if there was any way I could like maybe with YouTube, or maybe my first job, if I get to travel a lot, I would just literally be on cloud 9, because I know traveling a lot can be very exhausting, but I honestly haven't seen that much, and I would love to see more. I've never been out of the country, and I've only seen like California once, I've been to Seattle once, and then I've been kind of like all over Texas, and pretty much almost everywhere in the southeast, but not really. So I haven't really been that many places, and I would love to explore the earth more, because traveling is just so amazing to me. I literally cannot go a day without drinking coffee. I've done it before, and it's just horrible. Like it makes me so tired, and I end up just like falling asleep or getting really sleepy around 2 o'clock if I don't drink coffee. And I know that is really bad, because it is literally an addiction. But I do only drink like 1 cup a day. Occasionally, like if I go out to eat after I've already had a cup of coffee, I will have another, but I never ever really go over 2 cups of coffee a day. I have to drink it. I do love the taste of it, so it's not like I'm just like drinking it for caffeine, but I love the taste of it, and it helps me be so much more productive and engaged in what I'm doing. So that's why I like to drink it. So yeah, I do have to have it every morning, and a lot of people tell me to try and like curb that addiction now before it's like too late, but it's already too late, so there's no going back. I started watching YouTube videos when I was 16, and I'm 19 now, but I didn't really watch that many. I was only subscribed to a couple of people, and I would just watch them every now and then when I had free time. But then like once I like got into watching them a lot more, I was like, holy crap, this is so awesome. Like I started thinking about making one of my own, but in high school, you know, people are super judgmental in high school, and you just, I don't know, it's really hard to just be yourself wholly and completely and do what you love in high school, because you do have so many eyes looking at you 5 days a week and knowing what you're doing all the time. So it can just be really hard to actually follow through with that. So that's why it took me until college to actually start one, and I do wish I would have started it when it first came into my head, because I know I would have been like way happier earlier. But I do love it so much, and I always loved being a news anchor when I was in elementary and middle school. Like in middle school, I was like, if I'm not the news anchor, like I don't want to come to the TV mornings. Like I need to be the person like reading what's going on and everything. Like I just love it so much. So I really hope that maybe like whatever I do in finance, or even if just my YouTube career could take off, like, you know, like I'm always going to be doing this, honestly, like until whenever. Like I don't ever see myself stopping doing YouTube, just because it has honestly brought me so much happiness. It's made me so much more confident in who I am, and I just really feel like I'm myself now. And literally all of high school, like, I never felt like I was truly being myself. Like, I would feel like I was myself in certain aspects of life, but I always just felt a little bit lost. And now that I'm doing this, I just like have such a greater sense of who I am, and I love it so much, so I don't ever see myself stopping it. So for those of you who do watch me all the time, I will be sticking around for a while. Those are all the like random fun facts I'm going to share with you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and like got to know me a little bit better. If you ever have any questions just like about my life or anything in general, feel free to comment. I always love seeing what you guys comment so I can talk to you guys. And be sure to subscribe if you have not already, and give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.